It is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings. It is time for our final review of the night. The 2014 very, very popular film, The Babadook.
Where'd you get this?
On the shelf.
If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks.
Babadook, duk, duk.
That's when you'll know he's around. You'll see him if you look. Nothing bad's gonna happen, Sam.
Did you think that about my dad before he died?
He sees things as they are, that one.
I promised to protect you if you promised to protect me.
Oh my God. Did he hurt anyone?
The boy has significant behavioural problems.
This monster thing has got to stop, all right? It's just a book. It can't hurt you. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
You don't have to be fine, you know.
Just a bit stressed at the moment.
All children see monsters.
Not like this. I want to report someone stalking me and my child.
You can't get rid of the Babadook.
You can bring me the boy. You can bring me the boy. You can bring me the boy.
What do you want? You're trespassing in my house!
I'm sick, Sam. I need help. It isn't real. It isn't real. It isn't real.
Alright, so let's do The Babadook. Definitely the most famous movie of tonight's list. This was, when this came out, this was like all the rave. Everybody was saying this is a great film. There are people who are saying this is like the most scary movie in the ages. I wouldn't go that far with it, but it was definitely a pretty good film. Dwayne, what do you think?
Yeah, this is one of those films when it first come out, a lot of people were talking about it. And for some reason I usually get turned off of films that everybody's talking about how great it is, because usually I think about, I like different type of movies than other people. I like the more scarier, sinister movies. I like just more, bloodthirsty movies, stuff like that. And when I heard about The Babadook and I heard people talking about it, I was like, is this going to be another Conjuring? And The Conjuring's not bad. I like The Conjuring. But
it seems like the last 15 years, ghost movies have been getting like, I think it's, I don't want to come off as sexist, but I feel like women love ghost movies, and I feel like that's where your money is, right? Like, I think it's the women who like, let's go out and see a movie, and guys are like, whatever, let's take kind of as a date, so they'll take the girl out. I don't know why. Well, like, I've been with a lot of women, and I love scary movies. So when we're sitting there watching scary movies, they always pick up the fucking ghost films. So I was like, all right, but this one wasn't bad. I mean, I remember the hype for it was huge. So the first time I watched it, I was expecting a damn Exorcist. So I was very let down when I first saw it originally. I watched it again last night. And without the hype in my head, I was able to enjoy it more. However, I did find it boring at certain parts of the movies. Certain part of the movie, the movie is about a woman and her son who are both dealing with the grief of the loss of her husband, both in different ways. She is unable to really talk about it, and that is building up inside of her, which I think creates the Babadook. It's just my only really big complaint with it was, fuck, I'm bored at some points. And then also, the little boy did get on my goddamn nerves. The first 20 minutes, I told her, I'm like, I don't think I can have kids, and now I'm grateful because I can't have kids. Because goddamn, that boy was just fucking looking for trouble, just screaming all the time, and it's just a lot. It got my anxiety up, which was what they were looking for. It worked. They did that great. They keep bringing up her lost husband. I think that's what keeps bringing up, which brings up the Babadook. Plus, she's also feeling lonely, and I love how they can tell you, she misses her husband and she's lonely, and they don't really tell you. It's one of those movies where it tells you without telling you, just by the visuals. And I love it when they don't really hold your hand in some films, and it's like you gotta figure out the plot by watching it and all the clues. That's why I love this show called Primal. There's no fucking dialogue, and it's great. It's a show about a caveman. It's awesome. Anyway, and I think that's some of the magic in this movie. It's able to get the plot along without really just saying, Fast and the Furious, a family and gotta go fast and shit in cars. It doesn't need to handhold at all. And the Babadook comes alive from all the grief and not really letting it out. And it was just told very, very beautifully, I thought. And after haunting the woman and her kid and basically taking her body over, they sure able to suppress it into the basement, which is a metaphor for grief. It never really goes away, but it's there deep inside, and you just got to be able to soothe it and contain it, and that way it doesn't go crazy like it did. The Babadook was kind of freaky looking. Did you get a Nosferatu vibe?
Yes.
From the Babadook?
Yeah.
I did too. He really kind of had that vibe with it's basically a fat Nosferatu with a top hat and little freaky fingers. He wasn't there a lot. Wasn't a whole lot. It's a lot of in between stuff. But when he did show up, he was freaky. It definitely wasn't the scariest movie ever, which is a lot of people were claiming. But when there was horror elements, it was done right. My favorite scene, Dwayne, was the scene where she's sitting on in her living room, and she kind of falls asleep for a second. She has a nightmare, and it's an old movie, old TV show, and it's the Babadook's on the TV screen, and it looks like it's made from the 1920s, 19-teens. I don't know, that was my favorite scene. It was very creepy. It made me feel like they did a really good job of making it look like it was from a long time ago. But the dude was kind of freaky when he did appear. He probably had less than 5 minutes of screen time, if that. And so, Dwayne, what did you think of all this?
Okay, so like you said, when this first came out, a lot of people were talking about it. I wasn't really interested in it. I'm not really huge into ghost story movies and stuff. I like The Conjuring, but The Others and some of the other movies like that, I'm not really too big into. I've heard and seen 100 times where people said, "Is this the most annoying kid in the world?" And it's that kid from the Babadook.
There's a scene where she tells him, she says, "Yeah, I want to beat your fucking brains out." I looked at Tazy "Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, she's not wrong. She ain't wrong." That kid's annoying.
The kid, he just, I don't know, like you said, the mom's repressed, her husband died, she doesn't have a lot of friends, and the little boy, what family they do have, the aunt and cousin, he makes things difficult between the family members because of the way he acts. He's always wanting attention. He's "Mommy, mommy, mommy," every 5 seconds. Then he does something bad, and it's just really, really difficult dealing with a child like that, I guess. So you have her husband dying and a child that needs constant supervision. It's taking a toll on her. And going on with this, they say this is a horror movie. Sean, were there any deaths in here?
What?
One. I don't know. It's a horror movie. It's more like I don't know. It's more like about, like I said, people's how they deal with grief.
Yeah.
What they talk about is the dad died driving the wife to the hospital to have the baby, which is a little boy, and the little boy just blurts it out. Hey, my dad's in the cemetery. He died the day I was born and stuff. Or like, why has he got to blurt that out to every person he meets?
And by the end, I do like how, because at first you could tell it drove her crazy, and at the end she's totally okay with it. And it's just like I love a good movie where there's a lot of character development, and you can tell a difference from the beginning to the end. And this one's like big on that. This thing is basically got goddamn character development. The movie, and they did spend a lot of time on that. And even though it was boring at times, I did enjoy it. Especially like when he'd call her up, like Babadook. Kind of sounds like a goddamn Star Wars character. It was fun. The only person who dies in this movie is her fucking dog. So okay, could have used a little more, but that's fine. What movie really wasn't about? It's very serious movie that has a horror element to it. It's almost non-horror, but yeah, it is a solid movie if you can sit through it. If you don't like artsy movies, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, like you said, this is more of a character study about grief, how it affects a family, and the grief develops by the character of the Babadook. It's not really, it's a little bit of horror elements, but it's not really a very scary movie. There's a couple of jump scenes. One of the things that got me at the end, I thought though, was after you think the Babadook's gone and everything's relaxing, and she's about to have a birthday party for the boy, because they talk about that also, that he never has a birthday party because it's the same day that his dad died, his birthday. So at the end, if you watch it a little bit, when she's possessed by the Babadook, she's watching a video, or she's watching the TV, and they talk about how this lady kills her son at his birthday party, and then she gets shot down by the police. And she's watching this on TV, like on the news. And at the end, they were having the first birthday party for the boy. And I was like, oh my God. Even though you think the movie's about ready to be over and that the Babadook is suppressed and everything, I bet you he's still in her, and she's going to kill the boy and get killed. That's how the movie's going to end. But it didn't end like that.
Probably for the best.
I would like that ending better, I think.
You just don't like the boy.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really did, that kid. But I feel like it had a good ending.
Yeah, I just thought the ending was going to be like, everybody thinks everything is good, and then it turns really bad right at the end.
Yeah.
It turns into like a really evil ending, but it had a happier ending.
Yeah, it's almost like Shaun the Dead to keep the monster. It's a pet.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts, Andre?
Final thoughts is I came in thinking I wasn't going to like it. I actually did like it because of the character development, because of the way it dealt with grief. The kid was annoying, but if you've ever had to deal with family members like that, you see how it is. I did enjoy when you did see the Babadook. I did enjoy a little bit of the possession parts where you thought maybe the mom was going crazy because of all this. She can't sleep because of the nightmares. When she's awake, she's constantly bombarded by this child. So I actually enjoyed this movie. Wasn't one of the best movies I've ever seen, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, so I was more surprised. So I'm going to give it a solid 7.
All right. Yeah, this isn't one you watch every year. This is a maybe once every 5 to 10 years kind of rewatch. These are my pros and cons of the Babadook. Pros: just excellent writing, excellent filming, directing, and definitely excellent acting. The Babadook is spooky when you see him. Cons: the little boy. Lack of not enough horror. I felt like it could have amped it up a little bit and maybe added one more kill in the movie, but that's not a big gripe. That's more of a nitpick. Also, it can be boring at times. And I'm going to give the Babadook 8 Babadooks out of 10.